This is Boxing Talk 8576. I want to take a moment to talk about this Showtime fight card tonight. It was a really good card. Three competitive fights. Every fighter came to fight. I'm gonna talk about first about that Omar Figueroa Bonte fight. Um, I guess that guy fought Omar Figueroa 5 times in the amateurs and was 5-0 against Omar Figueroa, and that guy beat some good amateurs. He beat Crawford. He beat Ali, that Ali guy that's fighting. He's still undefeated. I think he's still undefeated, and he beat Omar Figueroa 5 times. It was a really good fight. I thought I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people have the other guy beating Figueroa because I had him. I had the fight really close. It could have went either way. So one thing about Omar Figueroa, he does throw a lot of punches, and he fights pretty good in the inside for a guy with long arms. But he smothers a lot of his punches. A lot of his power shots are being smothered. He needs to get some space, work on to get in the gym, work on getting some space, and being able to land his power shots better. And another thing I seen, he has trouble with guys that move. Because when this guy was moving on him, he had a whole lot of trouble cutting off the ring for one. A lot of fighters today, for some reason, don't know how to cut off the ring. And he had a lot of trouble finding this guy. So Omar Figueroa needs to go back, get in the gym, and work on some technique, some technical things. He has really long arms, so I don't know if it's in his best interest to fight inside. Like he fights inside like 80% of the fight. He needs to get outside and get behind his jab more and get inside and have like a 50-50 thing, inside and out, inside and out. Don't be inside too much because he taking a lot of punishment too. He needs to get on the outside, use his jab more, and I think he'll be okay. But I don't think he's one of those fighters that's gonna last long because his style is not a style that helps you last long in the sport. So, but he's gonna have some compelling fights as long as Figueroa is fighting. He's gonna have some exciting fights. He's always gonna be a fighter in some exciting fights because he has an exciting style. I like him as a young fighter. The second fight was Matisse and John Molina. What a fight, man. That man. Molina came out, he was looking kind of nervous, looking kind of shaky. His knees was looking like he was kind of scared in the first couple rounds. He got hit by Matisse, and then the light went off, and he just started, fighting back. He dropped Matisse twice. But you can clearly see who was the more technical fighter. Yes, Matisse likes to come forward and throw a lot of power shots, and people think of him as a slugger. But Matisse has some great technique in there. I seen him throwing some sneaky, short left hooks. He was throwing some right hand. I mean, Matisse is more technically sound than I really gave him credit for by looking at him against Zab Judah. I looked at him against Lamont Peterson for however long that lasts. I seen him against your boy what's his name? I gotta get his name. But yeah, some good against Danny Garcia. But yeah, he's really good, technically sound. He came on strong, which I thought he was gonna come on strong in the second half of the fight. John Molina started throwing wild hooks and getting wild in there. His technique was gone. His technique was like gone by the wayside by like the sixth round, and Matisse just took over. John Molina, his head was bleeding. I guess that was a headbutt inside somewhere. Matisse had some cuts over both of his eyes. It was a brutal fight. John Molina, I mean, hats off to him. He came in, he came to fight, he tried to win the fight, but you can clearly see Matisse was the better fighter, the better technical fighter. He was throwing a lot of punches himself, but he was throwing a lot of meaningful punches, man. You can see John Molina got a pretty good chin. He knocked John Molina out in 11, but John Molina got a good chin. I don't see a whole lot of fighters standing up to that onslaught that Matisse put up. Matisse is back on the winning track. Let's see what Matisse do. He's at 140. I think they said he was thinking about going to 147, but I don't know. Maybe he can go to 147 if his punch carry up. He'll be dangerous up there. But you got Adrian Broner that came back to 140. Maybe he can get a fight with Adrian Broner. Who knows? But good fight. Keith one time Thurman against Julio Diaz. It was a good fight. Keith Thurman, he came out using his jab, throwing the right hand. He threw uppercut from the outside that hurt Julio Diaz. I don't like that uppercut from the outside too much. I think he needs to get a little bit closer before he throw that uppercut, but it showed it was effective. It was like kind of like an up jab, something like an up jab hook or whatever it was, but it hurt Julio Diaz, so he was strong. I mean, the guy is strong. The guy got knockout power in both hands. He he tried to finish Julio Diaz. He did drop him, hitting him behind the head, or the temple, or whatever he said he hit him at. Like he hit him behind the head, and Julio Diaz took a knee because his equilibrium was off. But Keith Thurman won again. He called out everybody in the welterweight division from 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I like that he called out Sean Porter. Yes, he said we are friends, but our team can get with their team and we can make the fight. He didn't say we was friends and I don't want to fight him. He said we're friends, but we can fight. Business is business. But Keith Thurman did good for his first headliner in his card. He need to keep the boat rolling. I know a lot of people ain't gonna give him a lot of credit for this Julio Diaz win, but hey, he got rid of Julio Diaz. Amir Khan couldn't get rid of Julio Diaz. Sean Porter fought Julio Diaz twice, couldn't get rid of him. So good fight. Keep the ball rolling. Hopefully Keith Thurman can get that statement fight opponent, to step up and fight him, and we'll see more out of him and see, if he can start getting some credit for these wins. But I personally think he's cleaning up the welterweight division, undercover, and a lot of people are not really seeing that. But by the time, if he do become champion, he gonna look back and say, man, people gonna look back and say, man, he did clean up the welterweight division. But yeah, good night of fighting. Showtime put on a very, very good card. I was very, very entertained. This is Boxing Talk 8576. Let me know what fight you thought was better, the Figueroa fight, the Matisse fight, or the Keith Thurman fight. This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.